Testing 1, 2, 3. I am live. It looks like okay. I am so rusty. I feel like I have not called a game. Maybe this entire. What are we in? Entire game. What's the phrase I want to use? Entire card set. Perhaps I have not called a game. I think. But we're joining this one in progress. We've got it's a Thursday morning, New Year's Eve style. Marshall Yan is out for the rest of the half. That's going to hurt Tony. Just punted to Jay. We're late in the first quarter. It's 3-3. Tony's Denver Broncos are 8-7. He was 4-7, and he's got a very good team, and he's trying to win this game and get into at least the mini playoffs. If he loses, his season is over. This is a team that he had some aspirations of going deep into the postseason with. I think a lot of us felt that way about this team. Really good defense. Jimmy Garoppolo, Raheem Mostert, Sony Michel, and a great interior offensive line. So you would think that, this team's going to win double-digit games. No problem, but it didn't start out that way. It started out 3-5, then 4-7, but now he's on the way back. And he's going to have to do it today in these next three quarters because that's all he has left. He's 8-7. On the other side of the field, you've got Jay Villing, 9-3. So you got two championship pedigree coaches here. Tony with two SSFA championships in the last couple of seasons, maybe 3 seasons ago. I have no idea if any of this stuff is working. My mic test was fine before, so it should be fine, right? I shouldn't do this. This looks dangerous. Okay. I'm so rusty. I hope this is going okay. Jay 9-3, currently the 2 seed in SOMIFA, behind the 13-2 Seahawks. Jay could run the table, including beating Seattle. They play this quarter and get the 1 seed. So, but less at stake for him here. But of course, he wants to win. Jay always plays to win. Of course, Derek Carr, the quarterback here for the Bengals. As we start the second quarter, the Cincinnati's got 2nd and 4 at their own 42. 3-3. Each team's had a good drive to get a field goal. Looking back to Emmanuel Sanders, defense guessing pass. Looks like the safety 6 is up there. Defender +2 or +5. Jalen Ramsey, of course, is a 6. Makes the play. This defense has got Jalen Ramsey at one corner as a 6. Justin Simmons is the free safety, 66. The other secondary defenders are 5s. He's got 6s at right outside and Darius Leonard, and right inside and Donta Hightower, and at left end and Cameron Jordan. So you see it's a very strong defense. 3rd and 2 now for the Bengals, who have Derek Carr quarterback. Aaron Jones is the lead back with Latavius Murray spelling him. He's got some decent blocking in the offensive line, notably right tackle Braden Smith. I'm big thing. It was upset that Jones is guessed right. Carr is not that strong. But offensive center +2 or no gain. Marquise Pouncey is a 6 and makes the block for 2 yards. I can't always see the center blocking. Quarterback's in the way. So Jay's got some good blocking himself with the center 6, the right tackle 6. The guards are 5s, the right tight end's a 5. Jay's been going 2 tight end with Vernon Davis at the left side. Allen Robinson, Emmanuel Sanders, all your receivers. 1st down and 10. Flappins left to Vernon Davis. There's a 6 there. Davis covered by a 6. Linebacker in zone will be incomplete with Darius Leonard making the play. Leonard, I don't know what that's from, but I remember it a long time ago from like radio in the 80s when I was a kid. 2nd and 10, those days are gone. It's interesting. It's a New Year's Eve morning game. I'm playing 2 games tomorrow, sort of college bowl style. Short pass to Tyler Higbee. Defender calls run. Defender makes a long gain. There's a 5 that makes the play. Jay had a big play on his first possession. He was already down 3-0. I think Tony got the ball first and drove for a field goal. And one of Jay's first plays was a linebacker to Aaron Jones, nose tackle +8 or +35, whatever that reading is. Maybe it's +7 or +33. I don't recall. But the nose tackle 5 could not make the play. And it was a big 33-yard gain for Jay to spearhead that drive and get him heading into field goal range where he tied the score. Early second quarter. I feel like there's something I didn't click. I'm so paranoid right now about this because I haven't done this in a long time. probably my first broadcast of this card set. Short pass Tyler Higbee, defense calls pass, Foreman in the zone, one blitz on, and it's completed Derek Carr's card for 13 yards on a first down, not a 4. I don't have animation on because it doesn't seem to do a lot of good. It just makes things wonky at times for me. I'll try it out for a play here, and then I'll probably regret it. Off tackle right to Aaron Jones. Defense guesses it correctly. Nobody there. You must want the defense's card. They have to have good blocking. And Jay does. Defensive onside guard +7 and +2. Only a 2-yard gain. Roger Saffold, the 5, could not make the block. I'll have to turn the volume down a little for the sounds here. I said to this, feel that strong. I mean, I didn't need to get glasses for these games. Second down and 8 for the Bengals. Early second quarter. Tied at 3. Some similarities to these games and their approaches. Linebacker Latavius Murray, defense consistent pass, double box in play. Nose tackle +1 and +12. And Corey Peters cannot make the play again. A 12-yard gain for Latavius Murray up the middle. Corey Peters, the nose tackle 5, has cost the Broncos big time here in the early going, yielding +33 on a snake eyes roll. They're yielding 12 yards instead of only 1 on that play. Short pitch to Allen Robinson. Defense now double teaming Higbee. He's been double teaming Robinson before. And there's Carr finding the talented receiver for another completion. 13 yards and a first down. The Bengals are suddenly at the Bronco 14-yard line. Carr 6 of 9, 51 yards, having a pretty good game so far. Early second quarter. We missed most of the first quarter. I was watching it, but unable to broadcast at that time. So Jay has championships across a range of leagues. Linebacker to Aaron Jones. Defense calls run. Double box again in play. Offensive left guard, 5-0. And no gain. Richie Incognito was nowhere to be found in that play. Failed to recognize what the defense was doing. So Jay missing a couple of 5 readings, but they've only been of the 7 or 2 and 5 or 0 variety. Not the 7 of 33 and 1 of 12 variety that Tony has been subjected to at the hands of his nose tackle, Corey Peters. Short pass Emmanuel Sanders. The blitz was on, but it was shown, but not on. Dump off from Derek Carr is complete for 5 yards. That's it. Looks like it's to Aaron Jones coming out of the backfield. That's going to be a 3rd and 5 for the Broncos at the Denver 9. Interesting call here. There's no linebacker containment. I'm so rusty. My brain's not even working right. Maybe I should have some coffee. It is in the morning. No linebacker containment, but there's going to be linebackers in at least a couple of the zones. I don't know if we have the rule now in this league. You can only double down in here. Guys used to triple-double. I don't know if the triple-double is completely outlawed. I should look into that. But defense shows blitz here. 3rd and 5 for the 9. Aaron Jones got a very good wrong card. There's no dump off play. Linebacker Aaron Jones gets in correctly. 2 men there. My card or your card. Jalen sees his card, gets his card, but it's a dreaded 5. No gain. Where there was all kinds of goodness on the card. As a matter of fact, 2/3 of the rolls there would have been a touchdown. So instead, it's Dustin Hopkins out for the field goal attempt. He's no DeAndre Hopkins, but it's not been good. Only 2 to 9 and 12, despite the ball being snapped for the 9-yard line. But Jay takes the lead, 6-3. Tony, I think we'll take it. Feel like he's weathered the storm there. That seemed like it might have been a touchdown drive. 8:42 to go in the second quarter. Kick goes down to the 2-yard. Then it's run back 21 yards by Cody Latimer. Some people thought he was going to be a decent receiver. It never worked out. I think coming into the NFL, some teams and scouts liked him and stuff like that. But sorry, Cody. Maybe next time. Raheem Mostert is the lead back for the Broncos. He only has 15 unfatigued carries, and he's down to 11 here. There's a linebacker to Mostert, 1 linebacker in there. Jay is 9-3. It's 3 zeros on defense. There's a turnabout is fair play. Dreaded 5 for Raheem Mostert. Jay plays a 3-4 defense. No, he only starts 2 zeros. My bad. Right inside is he does have 2 zeros there. 0-4 left inside. Foye. Oh, he's on my team. I forget how to pronounce it. Oluwakan. Short pass to Keenan Allen. covered by a 5. Very strong secondary for both of these teams. And there's a dump off. Box got the double. It'll be 30 yards if the receiver can go that far. I hope it's not C.J. Ham. It's Delaney Walker, and he walks his way up to midfield and beyond. A 29-yard dump off. Play has been capped due to actual longest pass from Garoppolo to Delaney Walker. And the Broncos have a nice big break, and they get across midfield. Just like that, 1st and 10 at the Cincinnati 48. Sony Michel is the second back for this Bronco team. I did play them earlier this season, and Michel also stepped on the field in the first quarter while I was watching without yet broadcasting. One pass, Roger Woods, man-to-man against the 6. Defender X, a long gain, no suit for you. That's probably Tre'Davious White, who I know is on the Cincinnati Bengals. And indeed it is. So you've got three. I mentioned Jay's got a couple of zeros in the front 7. He's got 3 6s and a 5 in the secondary. So Jason McCourty is the odd man out with the 5. Jamal Adams and Devin McCourty are the other safeties. It's nice to have Jamal Adams and Tre'Davious White to anchor your secondary. We'll take a right, Raheem Mostert. Defense gets his run. Nobody there. Guard 7 and 2. That's Zach Martin. That's a automatic successful block on the 6. 7 yards, sets up 3rd and 3. Laken Tomlinson is at left guard now for the Broncos. He's a 4-4. Marshall Yanda, the veteran 6'7", on his final card, was injured late in the first quarter and will not return. Blocking back formation for Tony, which is what he's used pretty much the whole time here. C.J. Ham, the blocking back. Robert Woods split left. Keenan Allen flanked out to the right. Short pass, Keenan Allen, defense gets his run play action over Garoppolo. He hit one of these in the first quarter. Receiver is complete for 18 yards and a first down from Jimmy G to Keenan Allen. And the Broncos pick up a big 3rd and 3 with a nice chunk play down to the Cincinnati 23. I don't use that term naturally, chunk play, but it's one that gets thrown around. Dennis likes it. I've heard of the guys say it, of course, including professional announcers. I don't know. I don't know why it doesn't stick with me, but I tried it out. We'll see what happens. 1st and 10 for the Broncos at the Cincinnati 23. I didn't announce I was doing the broadcast because I didn't know if I would be on here. I don't want to stop and post it. Short pass to Robert Woods. Defense double teaming. And receiver guessed right is complete for 11 yards. First down for the Broncos at the Cincinnati 12-yard line. So Denver had the ball first. They received the kick. So they've got that going to their advantage. They have that to their advantage that they'll be receiving the kick to start the second half. And Mostert is always a threat when he's in there. Flat pass right to Mostert. Defense gets his run. He gets a very nice yardage, and the receiver gets wrong at the 12-yard line here. Receiver gets wrong 11 yards. As you see, he doesn't have all the completions, but the 8, 9, 10 is very nice yardage. And it's a 1st and goal for the Broncos at the Cincinnati 1-yard line. Jimmy G, 10 of 14, $108 so far in this one. Mostert's first catch of the game. Mostert is just not an easy name to say for some reason. It doesn't look hard, but maybe it's not a sound combination that the brain is used to. I don't know. You got to pause in the middle. It makes you pause. I don't know. Most dirt. I don't know. 1st and goal for the 1 for the Broncos. That is David Johnson or Duke Johnson. I think Tony got Duke. Duke Johnson is Tony Michel in there. Off to the right to Tony Michel. Run king is on Duke Johnson. 8 is a +2 on the defense's card. Touchdown for Tony Michel, the NFL Patriot. And the Broncos take the lead for 9-6 over these Bengals. This Bronco team will be very dangerous if they get into the postseason. Matter of fact, Jay Villing, looks like he's in good shape to be at least a 2 seed. Could do himself a favor and make the playoff field a little easier if he eliminates these Broncos today. Kick goes down to the 4-yard line. D'Anthony Thomas runs it back only 16 yards. Not a lot of ability, not a lot of yardage on either Thomas's return card nor on the stout kick coverage unit of these Broncos. So it'll be first attempt at 20 for the Bengals, old-fashioned touchback spot. Long pass Aaron Jones. He's being covered by a 6, though. And down goes Derek Carr. It's going to be Cameron Jordan coming around from left end. And Jordan beats Braden Smith 411, 1-80 sack. And the Bengals are not starting off this drive the way they wanted, 2nd and 18. But he stays 2 tights, 2 wides, 1 running back. Aaron Jones is in there. He's got the ability with the short gains and some longer runs to get the first down. Maybe a flat pass, get a manageable 3rd down. The old cat and mouse. And we left Aaron Jones running at a 5. Jay wants his own card, of course. 1, 2, 3. Pops a short gain, 16 yards. So Jones brings it up around left end, out to the 28-yard line. There's a player down in the field. Who's it going to be? That's Roger Saffold. Right guard for the Bengals is out. He will not be returning, so there's a 1 guard down for each team. And Tom Compton, the 0-0, comes into right guard against Tony's 3-4. So that won't come up as often. Only the second high linebacker on that. But doesn't have a decent reserve. Tony had at least Laken Tomlinson, the 4-4, who could come in. 9 carries, 64 yards for Aaron Jones. 15 more on fatigue. So he's got an ability to take the ball quite a lot. 3rd and 2. Flat pass right to Manuel Sanders. Defense calls run. Carr throwing on a linebacker 4. And white die 6 results in a 7-yard completion from Carr to the veteran Emmanuel Sanders. First down, Bengals up at their own 35. 3 minutes to go in the first half. Now 2:24. So Bengals, if they can get a good drive going here, they can have they'll have the opportunity to run out the clock in the first half, so to speak. You know what I mean? To control the rest of the time in the first half before scoring, hopefully. And run right to Aaron Jones. Defense double teaming Vernon Davis. Defensive end +1 or +5. There's only a 1-yard pickup. Cameron Jordan, who had the sack a few plays ago, is a 6. And you now have 2nd down and 9 for the Bengals. 2-minute warning. I've tried to work on my clock management and not leaving time for the other guy here at the end of the half or at the end of the game. Dennis does that so well when you watch him play. Short pass to Allen Robinson. Successful double team, but the blitz was being shown. A dump off to Aaron Jones, complete for 8 yards. And the Bengals will have a 3rd and 1 up at their own 44. Jones was trying to get out of bounds. Looks like he was not able to. Jay let the clock run because in case he does not pick up this 1 yard. He's at his own 44. It's a long pass. King. He's coming by a 6, though. So the receiver's not great. Receiver gets wrong, incomplete. He does have 1-4-5, 1-4-8. He's got 9 units of it, looks like. 1-4-8, no, 10. It's a 5-10. There was a 9 units. So it was a 5-10. Maybe he would have thrown to one of the better deep receiving targets. But he thought that maybe Tony might bring up Darius Leonard. Tony hasn't yet. So Jay's got to keep that in mind. Doesn't look like he's going to get an opportunity to get Aaron Jones uncovered on the bomb. 50-yard punt. Of course, there's a benefit to keeping Darius Leonard planted back there. You can run to your left more easily. Tony will try to return the punt from his own 6. So a lot of times you let it bounce there, but he gets 14 yards out of it. Up to his own 20. Now leading 10-6. There's a minute 15 to go in the first half. Tony has an opportunity with 3 timeouts to try to make something happen and get the ball to start the third quarter and really extend his lead in this game. Of course, Garoppolo has thrown through a lot of picks for Tony during the team's difficult struggles early in the season. So he's concerned about that. Left tackle right, Sony Michel against the nickel 3-3-5. The dreaded 4. Sony Michel is no yards guess wrong, as was the dreaded 5. But that's not a nice back-to-back there for Mr. Michel. And Tony will let the clock run to 45 seconds after that unfortunate result from Sony Michel. Trying to pop that 3 plus 25 or a short gain. Michel stays in there. He's got plenty of carries as the backup on this team. Off tackle right to Michel again. Defensive end plus 2 or plus 9. That guy's a 5. It's only a 2-yard pickup. Jabal Shear made the play. And the Bengals take a defensive timeout. I wonder what kind of punt returner we have back there in Cincinnati land. 3rd down and 8 now for the Broncos. Broncos stay blocked the back halfback, so good chance we'll see a running play here. Josie Jules 0-5. So no 0s nor 6s against the run in this linebacker core. He's got good blocking center right guard. Linebacker is always attractive there. And we're left to Sony Michel running at the 0 right end. Defensive end plus 2 or plus 7, so he gains 7 yards. And Jay takes his second time out on defense. So he's hoping for, like a 30-yard net punt or something, and then maybe get a couple of good plays. You have Aaron Jones to run with, 4th and 1. Andy Lee with the punt from his own 29. It's a booming punt, 58 yards. That's going to be down inside the 20-yard line to the 13, I think, if my math is correct. 57-77, somewhere down around there. Yep, the 13-yard line. Alex Erickson calls for the fair catch. There was a 12-long gain there. And now for his own 13 with 22 seconds left. Aaron Jones in the game. Let's see if Jay actually tries to do something or just says, let me just take a knee and save Aaron Jones' carries for next turn, for next half. Maybe we'll try one pitch out, see if he pops something. As it right, Aaron Jones, he's got 2 and 12, big numbers there. Defensive onside guard plus 8 plus 3. That's Tom Compton. He cannot get the job done. He's no Roger Saffold. That was a 3-yard pickup. And now from his own 16 with 15 seconds left, I'd be surprised to see him run Aaron Jones some more here. I know you're losing, but possible a flat pass to someone who with an asterisk. Maybe 12, 30 yards or 2 long gain. But you never know. Jay knows what he's doing. 11 carries, 68 yards for Jones. One pass, Emmanuel Sanders being double-teamed by Khalil Mack. You don't see that in the NFL. But, the double-team receiver gets right is 28 yards and a completion to Emmanuel Sanders up at the 44-yard line of the Bengals. But Jay's going to use his last time out here. And he's at his own 40. That was the linebacker double team. So receivers only guessed correctly on the receiver card, double teamed on the quarterback's card. So you got 1st and 10 for Cincinnati at their own 44. I don't know how good his kicker is from long distance, but if you tell me that's get to 37, you're talking about 19 yards. You might see a run here for Aaron Jones. Defense goes time 3-2-6. Jay's in the 3 wide shotgun. You're not going to see him run for Aaron Jones. See a long pass to Tim Patrick. Flat pass right, Aaron Jones. To give you this thing correctly. 10-12-2 on the defense would be getting him to field goal range. And it's a 3. Defender X plus 2 or plus 8. That'll be a 2-yard pickup. As Darius Leonard stayed in his zone on the other side of the field, but he had coverage responsibility on Aaron Jones. And you now have a 2nd down and 8. The down to distance doesn't matter. The clock is what matters. There's only 1 second left in the half. Cincinnati at the Denver 46. Could be Hail Mary time here. They go 4 wide. They begin Marcus Goodwin, the track star. Alex Erickson is your other additional receiver. Aaron Jones in blocking with the. Now he maybe has an asterisk. He can go deep, so maybe something with him. Lopez Manuel Sanders defense double teaming. He's also double teamed, not double teaming. Defense with 2-man in zone, and then he was also double teamed with a linebacker. That's included Derek Carr's card on a 5. Guess right? Would that have been something? No, he's got 3 and 10 complete. Guess right. And it's halftime, 10-6. Broncos leading the Bengals. Broncos trying to make the playoffs, or at least the mini playoffs. And let me mute this and say something to these guys. Bear with me. Okay, got my screen shared. It's halftime. It's 10-6. Raheem Mostert still has plenty of carries. Let's see, Raheem the Dream had 6 carries for 32 yards in the first half. I think he has 15 on fatigue, so he's got 9. It's not too bad. Attack on a couple of level 1 fatigue runs. Okay, second half, and okay, I had it wrong. I thought Tony did get the ball first, so I had that wrong. Tony had the ball first. Jay's getting it now. Makes a big difference, of course. And there was a kickoff that somehow I missed, but it was a touchback. Flat pass right to Tyler Higbee, 1st and 10 for the Bengals at their own 25, and receiver error. Both users should exit the game completely. The host should restore the save game to proceed. Something horrible happened. But either way, we have an incomplete pass. Looks like the error might have only been me. Human error. This sort of thing has cropped up before, Dave. As HAL 9000 said in 2001. You don't want to hear that when you're out in space. 2nd and 10. That was a flat pass, incomplete to Higbee. Flat pass right to Higbee. Even against his run. Jay throwing at that 4 outside linebacker. Martez Sticks is a short gain, 13 yards on the first down from Derek Carr to Tyler Higbee. Carr 12 of 18, $114. Neither touchdown nor an interception. Both quarterbacks are 0-0 in the LTD interception department. But the Bengals got first down up at their own 38. Short pass, Allen Robinson. Defense guesses run. The action of Carr was a couple of short passes guessed correctly. Receiver gets wrong. Complete for 12 yards on the first down to Robinson. Off-season picker for the Bengals has a certain New York-based club was shedding some of their receivers, trying to retool and become a little more focused on the ground game. Instead of having so many assets invested at WR, even though I like my WRs. I certainly like Allen Robinson. The Bengals have at midfield, 50-yard line, 1st and 10. Here's to you, Mr. Robinson. Looking past Emmanuel Sanders, defense gets wrong again. Tony paying a lot of attention to Aaron Jones here, and it's hurting him in this drive. Receiver gets wrong, 8 yards. It's a very nice flat pass. Wrong column for Emmanuel Sanders. Very solid veteran receiver for all these years. Gives you a 2nd and 2 for the Bengals at the Denver 42. A lot of these great coaches are so unpredictable. Jay's been able to mix it up here. It's interesting to me. He's thrown some bombs. Even the Card's not great at it. And Tony has his great secondary. He's like, well, you got to still throw it sometimes, maybe he's saying. Can't make it too obvious for the defense. Linebacker Latavius Murray, who checked in 2nd and short. Defense calls pass. Left guard 5-0. That's a first down. Richie Incognito making himself known. Having a lot of fun with that. Making himself known on that play. I hope this broadcast is working okay. Where's Michael Reeves or Dan Thora when you need them to confirm the broadcast? 1st and 10 Bengals at the Denver 37. Cincinnati trails 10-6. It's a regular season game, but for the Broncos, it's a play-in game. If he loses, his season's over. Look at pass Emmanuel Sanders. Defense calls pass. Linebacker only a 4. White die 6 plus 20. So a big 20-yard completion on the catch and run from Carr to Emmanuel Sanders as the Bengals down inside the 20-yard line. They're at the Broncos 17. Tony regretting bringing the right inside 6 down to Hightower up to the line of scrimmage. He would have defended that play and prevented the 20-yard gain. But instead, the Bengals were in the red zone, early 3rd quarter. Dennis Crowley might be waking up to this game. Off tackle right, Aaron Jones. Defense calls run. Gets right this time, but 8 on the defense caught at 11 yards. It's such a killer. When you guess run correctly and you get that nobody there and you get the 8 on the defense, on these team defensive cards, it's always a nice gain. 1st and goal from the 6 for the Bengals, who are thinking 7 from the 6. Opening drive in the 3rd quarter. We're about 4 minutes in. Full house backfield, Stratomatic style. We don't see that in the NFL too much anymore, but we see it all the time in Strat. Latavius Murray. And is that Judge Ito? Ito Smith is the fullback. Linebacker Latavius Murray. Defense calls run. 6'6" interior blocking. Center plus 2 or no gain. 2 yards. Latavius Murray able to plunge forward. Gets his team a little closer to the end zone. Another veteran, Latavius Murray. Former SOMIFA Cowboy. Had many years of fine work for Zeb Strong's club, which has a pair of championships. I think Zeb's got 2, right? SOMIFA? Second and goal after he won the one last year. It was the unlikely one, we thought. Second and goal from the 4. Defense calls run. Latavius Murray. Center block again. Marquise Pouncey makes it, of course. Touchdown. Bengals. They go up 12-10. Hopkins out for the extra point. That's Dustin, not DeAndre. And the kick is up and good. 13-10 Bengals. Tony can't like that. His defense, which is normally stout, gave up that big 20-yard pass and gave up a touchdown drive to start the second half when he had a 10-6 lead. 13-10, the kick was deep into the end zone, and Cody Latimer will wisely down it, I should hope. Just down it, Cody. The game is going to... Why not? Go ahead and crash. So Zeb winning the Super Bowl last year on the very exciting, that's why I usually start it, overtime pick 6 by Marlon Humphrey. I think I remember that one for a long time. 26805. Watch the game. Spell mode on. 26805. Microphone off. All right, we got a 2nd and 5 to 30, so we missed a 5-yard play. And linebacker Duke Johnson, defense double teaming Duke Johnson, nobody there. And Marshall Yanda is back in the game, so that was only a first-half injury for Yanda as the Duke gained 6 yards. The linebacker wrong, pretty fine card there. And a minimum fumble this year. I think one of these years he had a very high fumble. You know, as a good receiver. And so Tony's off to a decent start here as he tries to reclaim the lead down 13-10 early 3rd quarter. A long way to go. both in terms of field position. He's at his own 36, and in terms of time left in the game, we're early third quarter here. We'll take a right to Duke Johnson. Successful run key by Jay, selling out on 1st and 10 with a run key. Offensive onside guard +3/+0, but Zach Martin is able to create enough space for Duke to wiggle free for 3 yards and avoid a loss. Despite the successful run key, 2-minute zone on a 3-4, the run key, that's usually bad news for the offense. So Tony will take his 3-yard gain, a modest gain. 2nd and 7. We approach the midway point of this third quarter. I think I'm calling this game. Got to shake off the rust before the playoffs start. Michael Reeves looking at autumn wind. I got to call those his games for him. He's undefeated. Short pass to Robert Woods, incomplete. Michael Reeves likes autumn wind, the stand around league. He gets that good defense. They can stand there. It works because there's no dump off. And it is Patrick Mahomes. So 3rd and 7 for Denver at their own 39. He's got the young and the old. He's got Patrick Mahomes quarterback, Adrian Peterson running back. 3rd and 7 Denver. They're on that kind of a big play here. Things are going pretty okay for Denver. And, then they give that touchdown to come right down the field to start the third quarter. You hate to punt it here. And, looking back to Lenny Walker, there's a 6 there. It's probably Jamal Adams who came up. Nice play by Jay. So Tony needs his own card or receiver reading. Gets receiver only +5 for Delaney Walker. 4th and 2 Denver, their own 44. Tony will probably punt it here. He's not as aggressive or gambling with the 4th downs as Dennis, let's say, or sometimes I might foolishly do. But he seems to be thinking about it here. And he's going to go for it. So much for that. Raheem Mostert checks in. Big play in the game here. Big play in the season for Les Broncos. Mid-third quarter, 4th and 2, their own 44. Down 13-10. Don't want that dreaded 5. Don't want an interception split. You get the wrong roll at the wrong time, and suddenly you might be down 2 scores here. So let's see what happens. Short pass Keenan Allen. Defense gets his run. 3 men in the zone. Allen's covered by a 5. Receiver 8 is complete for 14 yards. Big first down from Garoppolo to Keenan Allen. 12 of 17 for Jimmy. And the Broncos are across midfield. They're rewarded for their aggressive play called. I had a new term I was going to use for the 7 incomplete. I can't remember what it is, the 7 only. But 1st and 10 Broncos at the Cincinnati 42. Long pass Keenan Allen. There's nobody there, but it's guessed correctly. Covered by 5. 7 is incomplete in Jimmy Garoppolo's call. Jimmy Garoppolo has 7 units complete, 4 and 5 on long pass right. 2-5-9-13. He's 7-13 on the long pass. So that's worth trying out. Well, the interception pick is very high on right, and the mush run probably does not help you much. Garoppolo not known for being fleet of foot. 6:36. We're getting into the late third quarter here. It's not even 12 noon on the East Coast. 2nd and 10. Broncos at the Cincinnati 42. Emmer left to Duke Johnson. Defense gets his run correctly, but the defense wins a 0. 7 is no gain on Duke Johnson's card. It could have been worse. 5 or 6 would have lost major yardage. So 3 carries for 9 yards for Duke. Jay not being fooled into thinking Duke's going to come in and just run the ball. Guessing correctly. And you don't want to concede too much to some of these running backs who, even if they're not top cards or not big names, like the card can be decent, you can still get hurt by sitting there and going pass. And Jay says, I'm not going to do that. You don't have to tell me, Tom. I don't have to tell Jay anything. He wins the championships. Beat me with a rookie Glennon. We were discussing that this morning. Beat me in the playoff game several years before that. I thought I would get revenge in the Super Bowl, but it was not revenge. It was more misery. 3rd and 10 for the Broncos at the Denver 42. They go 3 wide. Christian Kirk is the 3rd receiver. Draw put it Duke Johnson. Could be setting up a 4th and short. 7 + 5 + 2. He's a 6. But he's nerfed down to a 5, so Ben Jones cannot make the block. And Tony can't get into a better situation to possibly go for 4th and short. Now you've got 4th and 8. So he's not able to take advantage of his big 4th and 2 conversion. He's going to punt it now. You might get a touchback here. Andy Lee for the coffin corner. And that's probably going to be a touchback. It's a touchback. So a disappointing sequence there for the Broncos. But if the defense can do something here And you feel like Jay's been moving the ball pretty well since the early going. So certainly the last couple of possessions the Bronco defense is going to do something here. They're going to help out their head coach. 1st and 10 for the Bengals at their own 20. We'll tackle left. Aaron Jones. Defense guesses correctly. When Aaron Jones is caught, I think it gets right. No tackle plus 8 or plus 35. Corey Peters makes the play that time, but it's still an 8-yard pickup. Tony's trying to have his cake needed to a little bit. He's trying to flood flats and call run. And the defensive court are making him pay when there's nobody there. It's hurting him right now. There's nothing wrong with the approach. It's just what's happening with the dice. 2nd and 2. Show up as Allen Robinson's successful double team there. And defender X is incomplete. Troy Hill's the 5. It was a wide die 6, so it would have been complete if not for the double team. I have to mute my mic for one moment. It's 3rd and 2. Third and 2 for Cincinnati. Their own 28. I didn't even miss a play. Linebacker Aaron Jones even gets his pass, double box in play. And 4 is 2 yards, barely. Aaron Jones plunging forward for the first down, tripped up. Would have only been 1 yard, guessed correctly. But Jay's done a nice job on offense, keeping Tony a little bit off balance there. And Cincinnati has a fresh set of downs at their own 30. We are in the late 3rd quarter now. 3:36 to go. Gets it early around here. And on left, Aaron Jones even gets his pass as a linebacker there. It's down to Darius Leonard. But 9 is the 6-yard gain on Aaron Jones caught. A very strong looking end run wrong column. And Jones is closing in on 100 yards. But a 2nd and 4, it's Latavius Murray who checks in. He's been coming in on the 2nd and short situations. He's probably got about 3 carries. He had a short gain earlier in the game. He's filling in well. Higbee tight end right, Vernon Davis tight end left. One play, Allen Robinson, the defense gets his pass. The safety is there. He's a 6. And receivers complete 7 for 25 yards on the first down. Allen Robinson up the left sideline, 12-18 on the bomb. Makes the catch. I have no rooting interest, but I'm glad to see it. I like Allen Robinson a lot. Still had to let him go, though. Sometimes you got to do it, Jay. And it's a 1st and 10. I might get David Montgomery with that pick, so it might be a win-win. 1st and 10 for the Bengals at the Denver 39. 2:24 to go in the 3rd quarter. Bengals up 13-10. Started the drive their own 20, following the touchback. Left pass right to Higbee. Defense gets his run. Linebacker's only a 4. Linebacker's own extra short gain, 50-50, and it's a 4, so it makes the play. I say 50-50 because the white die 6, it would have just shown me plus 13. So once you see that it would have just shown me the word short gain. So once you see that linebacker in the zone, you know it's a 50-50 on a 4. But Hamilton makes the play. Deion Hamilton makes the play. If I was wrong, incomplete is like a big deal. Like a 10-yard completion so often. 2nd and 10 for the Bengals at the Bronco 39. 2:06 to go. Linebacker Aaron Jones. Double box in play. Defense double teaming elsewhere. Blocking back +3 or +1. No blocking back on the field. So only a 1-yard gain. So Jay had 2 very good situations there, and yet he only gained 1 yard out of it. And now he's forced into a 3rd and 9. Dustin Hopkins, 2 to 5 from long distance, and it's only the normal long distance of the 33 to the 37. Defense showing blitz. If you get a blitz, you might want to bring 2 linebackers to get a hold of that right guard 0. Jay only has the 1-7, which is Richie Incognito left guard. Khalil Mack is the left outside linebacker. There's a draw to Aaron Jones, double box in play. The 6 is back there, and it's a short gain +14, but it is a short gain. That was Hightower. Now that's what happened there, because he brought up the 6. Isn't it similar to 66? It's in the line book. He had one guy back there, was Hightower. I thought the one defensive back would provide containment on linebacker in 3-4, but I guess not, because there was no containment there. Unless I missed something. But a short game for Aaron Jones at 3rd and 9. A heartbreaker for Tony, 14 yards. And first down, flat pass right to Higbee. The Bengals now at the Denver 24. There's nobody there. Defense gets correctly. Receiver gets right, +8. Another solid game for the Bengal offense. And then now, within sight of the end zone, 2nd and 2 from the 16. We're in the final seconds of the third quarter. Cincinnati leading 13-10. Denver trying to stave off a disappointing regular season result and get into the mini playoffs at a minimum. And I think there will be mini playoffs looking up by the look of things here. Might have about 13 teams, 9-7 or better. 2nd and 2. Linebacker Latavius Murray, defense gets his pass. One linebacker there. Right guard block is only a 0. Snake eyes is 9 yards for Latavius Murray. Doesn't have the big play speed anymore. But he can churn out that yardage. And he got 9 yards in the first down at the Bengals 7. 1st and goal as we move into the fourth quarter. I knew these guys would play at a fairly brisk pace. That's why I decided to pop in and call this game. I don't want to bog down my whole day with it. 1st and goal from the 7. Full house backfield. Aaron Jones, Latavius Murray, Judge Ito Smith. Short pass Tyler Higbee. Defense calls run. Foreman in zone. 6 is a touchdown, and Derek Carr's card. 7-yard completion from Carr to Higbee. Higbee's got 5 catches, 46 yards, 19-10 Bengals. Will they go for 1 or go for 2? Goes for 1 here. Keep it a traditional football score. If Hopkins can make the extra point. And it's up and good, 2-11. 20-10 Bengals. And the Broncos are up against it. They converted that 4th and 2. But then the drive stalled a couple plays later. They punted for a touchback. The defense has let Denver down here in the second half. I think that Jay is 2 for 2 with touchdown drives here in his third quarter possessions. And the Broncos trail 20-10. 20 will not give up on the run. Mostert's got 8 carries left. Likes to keep him as a threatening weapon in the backfield, though. Short pass to Lenny Walker. Defense calls run. Jay respecting it. Play action. And picked off 2 to 4, but not picked off. 11 is complete for 12 yards and a first down. Yeah, with 4 men that would have been picked off, but Jay understandably keeping the safety back, leading by 10 here early in the fourth quarter. 1st and 10. Denver at their own 37. Feel like you need some points on this drive, or unless you're going to get a fumbled punt or a turnover right after. Short pass to Robert Woods, covered by 6. Now there's 4 men in the zone. Jay says, I didn't like that last missing of the interception, so I'll go with 4 men in the zone there. And 11 is incomplete. Would have been a receiver with 3 men. Jimmy's 13 of 20, only $139 though. 13:48 to go. 8-7 Broncos. With a good team, a disappointing season. Probably a lot of bad luck involved. Looking past to Robert Woods. Defense calls run. There's a 0 there. 6 is complete for 3 yards. Tony says I wanted the white dice 6, not the red dice being 6. Or whatever color they are. 3rd and 7 for Denver at their own 40. Probably 4-down territory. Went for it last time. If he can break containment. He goes 3 wide and a half back. A little harder to break containment, but last could be a possibility here. The 4-0-4 linebackers, what you're going to set up, try to go for 4th and short. If you throw a short pass and you don't get it, you feel like, what do you do? You're going to punt it? Flat pass left, Keenan Allen throwing at the 4. Jay read the flat pass and flooded the left flat. Brought Jamal Adams up to the middle. Receiver gets right, is complete for 6 yards. So Tony got what he wanted. Broke containment very well. Set up a 4th and 1 at his own 46. Down 20-10, 12:36 to go. Season almost on the line here. If you cannot convert this first down, you feel like you're really up against it, trying to win this game. Blocking back halfback, Raheem Mostert. Lining up behind C.J. Lamb. Robert Woods left, Keenan Allen right. Delaney Walker tight end. Does he want to trust Garoppolo in the air against this 3-4 defense? Does he want to hand it to the trusty Mostert? Jay has run key a couple of times. That could be in Tony's head. Garoppolo's been a disappointment at times for Tony. Do I want to put my season on his back. I don't know the answer. I bet Jay's going to play for the run. Get those sixes. Look at the offensive line. Center and both guards are sixes. That's inviting. Mike Mostert, defense gets the pass. Two linebackers up there, though. One of them's a 5. A short gain, the Mostert's guard gets wrong, is 14 yards at a big first down. With no gain, guessed correctly. For the Broncos at the Cincinnati 40. So they feel good about that. This is deja vu all over again. They converted the 4th down from similar territory a few minutes ago, but shortly after that had to punt, and Jay marched the length of the field for a touchdown. Broncos cannot afford to have a replay of that sequence as they're down 10 with 12 minutes to go in their season if they can't get on the right side of the scoreboard this morning against the Striped Tigers from Ohio. Linebacker Raheem Mostert, one linebacker in the zone. Defense guesses wrong. Center plus 3. Ben Jones makes all the blocks. He's a 6. So nice to have that center 6 grading out well next year. Happens to be available in the SSFA. I wonder who's trading him. 1st and 10 for the Broncos at the Cincinnati 30. And Frank Ragnow. That's why I'm trading Ben Jones. And Ted Karras. Come on. Center up, guys. Focus on the center. Training season starts in 2 days. January 2nd. My uncle's birthday. Short pass, Keenan Allen. He was run king, Raheem Mostert. 3 men there. They need Tony and Jimmy to come through the play action. Defender extra short gain against the only 5 in the secondary. Everyone else is a 6. And it's a white die 6, so it's complete from Garoppolo to Keenan Allen. 12 yards on a first down. Denver at the Cincinnati 18. 10:48 to go. Tony really wants his touchdown. A field goal, doesn't kill him, but touchdown makes 2017. Feeling a lot better then. 2013, you feel like, then if Jay scores anything, if it's 2013, Jay scores anything, you're like, I'm probably going to lose. But at 2017, if you hold Jay to at least a field goal to keep him in the end zone, you're still in good shape. Short pass, Robert Woods. Even gets his run. 3 men there. Receiver gets wrong. 17 yards on Robert Woods' card in a 4. 1st and goal at the 1 for the Broncos. Garoppolo, 17 of 24. Woods with a big 17-yard completion. We saw Keenan Allen get 18 yards on a 4 earlier in the game. Now it's a full house backfield with Duke Johnson, C.J. Hammond, Sony Michel, with all these 6s up front. I think Tony's going to slam it up there until he gets it in. Dreaded snap fumble will be 5.8. Off tucker right to Michel. Defense run king, the Duke. And 3 plus 25. That's more than enough. 1 yard touchdown for Sony Michel. Off right tackle against the 3-4. And it's 2016. Zane Gonzalez out for the extra point. I don't think it's a very good try, actually. 29-12 or something. No, he's 2-11. 8 is up and good. 2017. The Broncos answer. After giving up 2 touchdowns to the Bengals on their 2 second half possessions. Broncos answer. Kick goes down to the 4. Return 13 yards by DeAnthony Thomas. So the Bengals start at their own 17. An 8-yard disadvantage from the touchback. 9:36 to go. This is a huge drive in the game. Aaron Jones has 7 unfatigued left. Latavius Murray around that neighborhood as well, 7 or 8. Linebacker Aaron Jones even gets the pass. One linebacker there is Dante Hightower. Shulkin and Aaron Jones guard 15 yards on the first down up to the 32. Aaron Jones, 18 carries, 125 yards. Tony remarked to Jay at the start of the game, reminding Jay that Tony was the one who traded Aaron Jones to Jay, presumably before this season, I would say, but I don't know for sure. 1st and 10 Bengals, their own 32. Bengals looking to go 10-3. Looking past Emmanuel Sanders. Defense gets his pass as a 4 there. That's showing Dean Hamilton. Receiver gets right. It's incomplete. Sanders can hold on to that one. The yardage was likely low, even if he had. But you've got a 2nd down and 10. 8:42 to go. We're approaching the midway point of the 4th quarter. Tony says this. I want this to be the ending point of my season here. Regular season game for Tony, but it's for all intents and purposes a playoff game. Long pass, Aaron Jones, defense gets the pass, double team else, but nobody there. Oh, Darius Leonard was covering Aaron Jones, and Cameron Jordan comes in off left end with a timely sack for the Bronco defense. For the second time today, he drops Derek Carr, this time for 6 yards. And it's 3rd down and 16 for the Bengals at their own 26. The Bronco defense, Tony hanging his hat on the defense from the SSFA title days, which are not that far behind him. And now all he has to do is stop the Bengals on 3rd and 16. There's no penalties in this rules set. Under these rules options, if you can stop the Bengals from getting a first down here, 3rd and 16, he's going to get the ball back with a chance to save the season. Flat pass right, Aaron Jones. It's the linebacker 4 there. 6 is complete for 3 yards before it was tackled by Sean Deion Hamilton. Tony will take that. 4th and 13, Bengals, their own 29. They'll punt it. 7:48 to go. The Broncos will have a chance to come down and save the season. 55-yard punt. So Naheem Hines was a touchdown of 4 from his own 16-yard line. What will it be? 1 in 12 chance. Fair catch for Hines. Oh, no soup for you. 14, 9, and 7 on the opponent PR. So, and 6 is plus 18. So there were opportunities for other good things. Hines restricted to being only a 2-back here in this set, in this league. And Tony says they needed the 4, not the 10. Indeed. Broncos take over their own 16. Down by a field goal, 2017. 7.5 minutes to go. Tight contest between these two excellent coaches. Two good clubs. Who would have expected anything different? Grappler's played well. Most have played well. A lot of the players have played well on both sides. Bronco offense is healthy. Yeah, they have been hurt in the first half. Left tackle left to Mostert. Defense gets his run. There's a linebacker there. 10 is a 2-yard pickup. For Mostert's got 10 carries, 63 yards. That was plus 2 right and wrong. 6:54 remaining. Mostert's got 5 unfatigued and 2 level 1 unfatigued. Second and 8. 6:54 to go. Linebacker for team, Brahim Mostert, a linebacker there. Defense calls pass. Right guard plus 7 or plus 2. That's Zach Martin. He's going to get you 7. Gives you 3rd and 1 for the Broncos up their own 25. 6:18 to go. Tick, 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 tick. Some people say there's still a lot of football left. There's not that much football left. When you're 75 yards from the end zone, he only needs a field goal, though, to tie. His kicker is a little shaky. Zane Gonzalez, in Zane in the brain. Linebacker most defense gets his run. Linebacker up there now. Nose tackle plus 1 and plus 6. Tony will take the 1 yard this time. Eddie Goldman makes the play. 5 against the 4. 5:42 to go. Most are down to 3 and fatigued. And Denver's still a long way from field goal range at their own 26. The cat and mouse here. Linebacker Mostert, defense gets his pass. Linebacker there. Tony with his own card. 11 is 8 yards. Moves up to his own 34. Tony looking to matriculate the ball up the field. Punch it in, Lenny. 2nd and 2 Broncos at their own 34. 5:06 to go. Short pass, Keenan Allen, Foreman in the zone. 1 blitz on, 2 guys up the middle. 3 is incomplete. That's the dreaded 3. The short pass column, the defensive coverage nothing of 3 men, but this time there was 4 men. So 3rd down and 2 for the Broncos, their own 34. The short pass has been working as an occasional play for Tony. He's gotten 12 yards here, 17 yards there, 18 yards there. He's used it nicely. Short pass, Keenan Allen. This time 3 men there. Defense guessing correctly. Oh, there's a fumble. Fumble snap from Garoppolo, 5.8. Is Tony going to advance it? He tries to advance it, but can't. So Garoppolo's 5.8 snap fumble. Fumbled the snap, but fell on it. Couldn't advance it. Now it's 4th and 3 for Denver at their own 33. 4:12 to go. They're down by a field goal. What do they do? Decisions. Jimmy G is going to be the death of me, Tony says. A lot of 49er fans might feel the same way. Will he be back in the 49er uniform next year? Who knows? If he is, I think it'll be a reduced salary. It's my own belief. With the reduced salary cap, I don't think they're going to pay him what his contract would have him for. Jay pointed out he tried to acquire Garoppolo for me. And that's the very last year. He says he's glad that someone outbid him. 4th and 3, that's someone with Dave Gabbard, who's no longer in the league. 4th and 3 for Denver. I don't think those two things are related. Garoppolo's not that bad. 4th and 3 for Denver, their own 33. He's going to go for it. 4:12 to go. Got to go for it, I think, here in Strat. Tough call. I'll go for it. I feel like you're in more control. Gets a 3-4 defense. Mostert's been running it well, but he's down to 2 on fatigue carries. Looking past Robert Woods, with nobody there. Guess wrong. It would be devastating to miss this. Receiver guess wrong, 76 yards on first down. Matter of fact, Jay would have had to double team Robert Woods, which was not likely to happen there. Covered by the 6. So Tony with the perfect play call gets rewarded with 6 yards on a first down, and the Broncos are up to their own 39, 3:36 to go. Need a field goal to tie, touchdown to take the lead, and probably where the clock is now, touchdown probably would win the game if you're going to score in the final minute or so. Short pass, Robert Woods, even against his run, but there's 4 men there. Don't want that dreaded 9. 3 is complete for 11 yards on the first down on Garoppolo's card. Denver at the 50 now. Now they're thinking. Now they're cooking with sauce. Woods, 7 catches, 56 yards. Mostert down to 2 unfatigued. Plus 2 on level 1. Dennis always says, don't forget about those because they get used. Lamek Mostert, even gets his pass. Nobody there. Nose tackle plus 1 and plus 12. And turnabout is fair play. Eddie Goldman, the 5, cannot make the play. White dice 6. 12-yard pickup for Mostert. Moves the Broncos down to the Bengal 38. 2:24 to go. 14 carries, 91 yards. 1 unfatigued left. Sony Michel stretching his legs on the sideline. But it's Duke Johnson who enters. I forgot about Duke. I ruined that one. 1st and 10 Broncos at the Bengal 38. Linebacker Duke Johnson, defense calls pass. There's 2 linebackers there. Tony wants his own card or a blocking reading. 8 is plus 3. Jay using those 2 inside linebackers past zeros rather effectively. Which is easier to do when you got this hellacious secondary back there. 2nd down and 7 with a 2-minute warning. Tony's going to want to get a lot closer because they're going to think like 2 to 7 and 12 from out here. I know Tony's not thinking of settling. I'm just pointing it out. I'm sure that's going through his head. Trying to think along with the coach here. 2nd and 7 for the Broncos to Cincinnati 35. Duke's got a pretty decent guess wrong card. Tony likes to keep it on the ground. Part of his success is not get too crazy throwing it. Flat pass left to Keenan Allen. There's a 4 linebacker there. Keenan's covered by a 5. Receiver gets right is 5 yards. Sets up a big 3rd and 2. Doesn't look like Tony was trying to get a bounce. He was not. And let's take a quick look at Zane Gonzalez. He's 2 to 7 and 12 for the 23 to 32, 2 to 10 from further in. So you hate to have your season riding on 2 to 7 and 12. But that's what you'll do if it gets there. 90 seconds left. 3rd and 2 Broncos at the Cincinnati 30. Each team has all 3 of their timeouts. Duke Johnson in at halfback. Tony may have got a hurry up here. I'm not sure. We'll take a right to Duke Johnson. Defense guesses run. Duke's score is not that good. Guess right. Defensive onside guard +7 and +2. Zach Martin again. Zach Martin having a nice day. A big block to spring Duke for 7 yards and a first down for the Broncos at the Cincinnati 23. Will they go hurry up here? I think that's probably the move. Get you down to 107. You still get 3 timeouts. He lets the time run. Let's just run. I would like to see him go hurry up there. Get a little extra time to maybe get the end of the touchdown. I don't want to be too comfortable with a field goal here, make it 20-20 and then go overtime. He's got 3 timeouts, but I like to see hurry up. Save the extra 7 seconds. Just it all depends, I guess, on the where you are. But 107, the 23, 3 timeouts. I like that better. I look most of defense gets his run, most of the last on fatigue carry. One linebacker there. Center block would be helpful. And it's the right guard +7 and +2. Zach Martin again. Zach Martin. When's the last time the right guard was the MVP? 7 yards. Now Tony might call timeout here. He goes hurry up instead. Which leaves a level 1 fatigued Raheem Mostert on the field. 2nd and 3, 37 seconds to go. Tony's down in 2-10 field goal range. 2-11, I believe, if he gets inside the 12. And, of course, if he can get in the end zone, then he can win this game and head to the mini playoffs at a minimum, where he will be a formidable opponent in this SOMIFA postseason upcoming. A lot of things to be sorted out here in the last 11 days of the calendar. A lot of guys have got to play 2, 3, 4 games. We'll see who's in and out. Sure best Keenan Allen. Foreman in the zone. Come by 5. 4 single play the defense's card. The clock was only 7 seconds. Still 30 seconds left. 3 timeouts for Tony at the 16. So he's in pretty decent shape with the clock. 3rd and 3. Duke Johnson checks in. Tony aggressively throwing that short pass despite the interception chances. I can tell you about that. A famous play of game many years ago Dennis was calling. I blew it in the end. 3rd and 3. Cincinnati taking their time in the defense here. Looks like a right to Duke Johnson. He just gets the pass. There's a linebacker there. Dreaded 5. No gain for the Duke. Oh, Duke. How could you do it to me? And the Bengals call timeout. 22 seconds left. 4th and 3 Denver at the Cincinnati 16. It'll be a 2-10 field goal attempt. I hate to jinx anything. Dan Bailey's 2-10 the extra point. He's 21-27 for me. He's missed 6 of them. 4th and 3 for Zane. 33-yard attempt. 2-10. Defense looking for the block. It's up and good. Zane Gonzalez from the 7. And this extra football, as Dan Morin mentioned, regarding playoffs for people, but also with overtime, of course. So now there's 15 seconds left. The kicker comes to the kick. In the end zone, that'll be down by Khalif Raymond. And Jay's going to have 15 seconds, 2 timeouts at his own 25. His kicker is shaky from beyond 32. So you're looking at about 43 yards in 2 plays. Going to try Aaron Jones. Oh, he goes with 4 wide. First and 10. Dime 3-2-6. No shotgun. He might still do the end run. How many unfatigued for Aaron Jones? 6 unfatigued. But Jay can play a little more fast and loose. If he loses, he's got plenty more. He's got 3 more games to play. Let's take a right Aaron Jones. Short gain is 15 yards. And we'll see a timeout. He wanted that 2 or 12 or 8 in the defense. But he's up to the 40. So you need now 28 yards. Of course, at this point, you'll settle for a 54-yard attempt. You obviously want to get as close as possible. 23 yards gets you to the 37. That would be a 2 or 12 with the off tackle wrong. But if you're going to go with a multiple receiver set, you're going to nerf to the wide die. That's where he goes based offense. Higby can probably go deep. I don't think Vernon Davis can. So it makes this coaching so hard. Everyone knows that Jay wants to run with Aaron Jones for the big play, but Tony goes nickel that time. You're going to call run here, and leave one guy on long pass. Long pass completions, automatic field goal range. I don't think that's going to happen. On the bright side, if you call pass and he runs with Aaron Jones, he's down to 4 and fatigued for the overtime as long as he doesn't get the field goal range and make it. He really needs to get to the 32 for you to be as scared. It's like 2 to 4 from out. Beyond that, it could happen, but let's go right to Aaron Jones. 2 is a 56-yarder. 12 is 28. Offensive onside tackle plus 8 or plus 3. It's 8 yards. Jail calls last time out, and he'll set up a Hail Mary if he wants it. Four wide, one halfback, shotgun formation. You've got double teams. You're long pass to Tim Patrick. 2 men in the zone. He's a 10 in the zone card. And the defense, incomplete on the Hail Mary. We'll go to overtime 2020. I need to take one moment. We're back for the overtime. What am I doing here? Okay. So 2020, Tony won an overtime game against the Rams on this little 4-game winning streak he has to try to save his season. And he's going to need another overtime victory here today. So there's a lull. Getting ready for the last weekend of the NFL season. Cleveland Browns having a difficult time with COVID. I guess it's not an outbreak on that team, but a lot of contact tracing and all that type of stuff. So missing some players. A game they need to win. On the other hand, the Steelers are benching, resting, not benching, are sitting Big Ben. So that's an advantage. Get Mason Rudolph out there. Seeing Myles Garrett will have a chance to get reacquainted. And the Bengals won the toss and received. Touchdown wins it. But if they get a field goal, Denver will have a chance to answer with their own. We had an overtime playoff game, the Super Bowl, of course. It was overtime last year. Mitch Trubisky throwing an interception, return for touchdown by Marlon Humphrey to win it for the Cowboys. Line up to Aaron Jones. See if he gets a pass. Gets wrong +6. Jones 20 carries 154 yards, having a big day. He's down to 3 unfatigued. So it's depth, it's coaching, it's flexibility. It's all these things here. Don't forget, injuries are still in play here in overtime. Somebody could lose a key player. Dennis lost a couple key players against me in a regular season game of the day. Made my job a lot easier, that's for sure. Mark Ingram going down for most of the game. 2nd and 4 for the Bengals, their own 31. Latavius Murray checks in. Looking back to Vernon Davis. The 6 high tower is there. Defense gets his pass, double teaming elsewhere. Receiver gets right, incomplete. Tony not respecting Latavius Murray there. It's kind of weird with all that excitement at the end of regulation. Then there's like the lull that took a few minutes for the overtime. The energy seems to have come down. I gotta get myself back up, I guess. 3rd and 4 for the Bengals. Their own 31. Short pass Allen Robinson, successful double team. This will be huge. They get a 3 and out here. Defender X is incomplete. So the Bronco defense does the job. They let Tony down in the 3rd quarter, but then they came back in the 4th, and now here in the overtime, they hold him to a 3 and out. That was a white die 6 on the 5, so it would have been a first down. Jay giving the great call, not good call, the great call. Compliment to Tony, who responds saying lucky choice. Good sportsmanship. And Tress Way, no way, will be out for the punt. Naheem Hines is still back there. This one's to the 1 back. 40-yard punt takes a friendly bounce and goes 6 yards. So 54-yard type of a net or whatever. And the Broncos will take over at their own 15. Now they've got a fatigued Raheem Mostert, but they've got Duke Johnson, they've got Sony Michel, they've got the interior blocking, got Jimmy G with the good flat passing, got some solid receivers in Robert Woods and Keenan Allen. So still plenty to work with. A shaky kicker, 23-32, 2-7 and 12. Short pass Keenan Allen, defense calls run. 3 men there. This help Tony gets the receivers. And receiver, oh no. Receiver gets wrong, complete for 14 yards, but it's a fumble for Keenan Allen, but it looks like Denver's going to recover it. Whew. Disaster averted. So Keenan Allen catches the ball, and before he took that out, it was stripped. But C.J. Ham was hustling upfield and was able to recover it. My goodness. Tony had to have his heart rebooted. I was hoping not to take up too much of the morning. It's overtime. Come on, guys. Throw some bombs. No, I'm enjoying the game, but I have some things. I guess there's something to take care of. Try to hurry, please. Left tackle left to Duke Johnson. Defense gets his run. The linebacker there. Offensive onside guard. This time it's Marshall Yanda on the other side for 7 yards. Makes it 2nd down and 3. Yanda. 2nd and 3. For Denver, their own 36. Duke Johnson, 8 carries, 26 yards. He's only got 5 unfatigued left. Always interesting to get multiple running backs fatigued. But Sony Michel is still around. He's not too bad. Linebacker Duke Johnson, defense successfully run keys on 2nd and 3. Seen Jay do it a couple times earlier. Linebacker right put his own -1 to +3. Josie Jewels is 0-5, so he makes the play against the white die 4. A big loss of 1 on 2nd and 3. Sets up a 3rd down and 4 for Denver. 11:42 in the overtime. He's 8-7. What happened to the tie, Ed? Someone get NFL Ed out of work if he's working today. It's New Year's Eve, but it's the daytime. I think a lot of people do work. And ask what happens if it goes 8-7-1. It was brought up. I remember Dennis brought it up. I don't remember what happened. I think that you don't make it. I'm not certain, though. I think you got to get to 9 wins. 3rd and 4. Flat pass left, Duke Johnson. Defense double teaming elsewhere. Linebackers at 4-12 is +4 exactly on the defense's card on the old box cars. And the Broncos got a first down just barely at their own 39. 11:06 to go. 20-20. We're in overtime. Overtime. Garoppolo 22 of 31, 217. 4 unfatigued for the Duke. 11:06 to go. If you score on this drive, it doesn't matter. Off-tackle right to Duke Johnson. Nobody there. Defense guesses wrong. 11 is 9 yards for Duke Johnson. Denver up their own 48. They are in good shape. You feel like they're going to get down there and get a field goal attempt, at least out of this. We are in sudden death now because Jay went 3 and out after receiving the overtime kickoff. Second down and 1. Sony Michel checks in. He has 1 or 2 carries so far today. He's got 17 FT, so we're in good shape. Linebacker Sony Michel. Successful run key on 2nd and 1 for Jay again. Left guard +3 or +1. Marshall again. It says key this. I'm throwing defenders out of the way and creating 3 yards for Sony to get the first down. He's got 8 carries, 18 yards. He's 2 touchdowns. He's run the ball more often than I thought today. Carried it, I should say. Sony has. And Denver at the Cincinnati 49. They're across midfield, despite the successful run key. Jimmy had that snap fumble earlier. It's a snap fumble, 5.8. Receiver fumble is the worst. You can't even do anything about that. Doesn't matter who your personnel is. Long pass, Keenan Allen, nobody there. Defense gets it correctly. Man-to-man gets a 5. Defender X, the long game. The 5 makes the play. Jason McCourty reaching out the last moment to deflect the ball away. 5 on a 5 on the long pass right. No one there. Man-to-man coverage. Defender X, a long gain. Incomplete. That one had the Bronco fans back home. Jumping out of their seats as they're watching the game with the family on December 31st in the year of our Lord 2020. May it soon be gone. No one's favorite year. Looking past Robert Woods, defense gets the pass. Linebacker 6 there in 2nd and 10. How about a 3-stroke gain on right? He hits it. 3-stroke gain on right +13. I was just thinking we haven't seen one of those. There've been a lot of flat passes. We have not seen the 3-stroke gain on right, and he hits it. Oh my goodness! Point me to the casino. I feel a little spooky after that one. 13-yard first down. The Broncos tried to tangle 36. We have not seen the 3-stroke gain on flat pass right. I think all game, despite a lot of flat passes by these guys, and it comes up in a huge spot there with a 6th linebacker on 2nd and 10 from around the 50. When you're trying to kick a field goal and get out of here, get into the postseason instead of going home at 8-8. First and 10 for the Broncos at the Cincinnati 36. Off like a right for Duke Johnson. Defense gets his pass. 1 linebacker there. 10 is 5 yards. They're in field goal range now. It's 2-7-12 for Zane Gonzalez. 2-7-12. Do you want to rest your season on 2-7-12? I don't. And Tony doesn't either. Last time he was very deliberate, making sure to get down into the 20, inside the 22, and even the 12. Duke is still in there. 2nd and 5. Broncos at the Cincinnati 31. Flat pass right to Keenan Allen. Defense double teaming elsewhere. Linebackers only 4. White tie 6 is 9 yards and a big first down. The Broncos are at the Cincinnati 22-yard line. They're now in 2-10 range, but the variable field goal is still in play. So if you can get like 5 more yards, or 6 more yards is, I think it's 5 yards is the worst variable. 6 more yards makes it a very happy time for you as a Bronco fan and as the Bronco coach. 2020 overtime. Tony versus Jay. Regular season, but it's a playoff game for the Broncos. Off tackle right to Duke Johnson. Successful run key. -2. Thou shalt not pass. Jay says, doing his Gandalf impersonation. As the Broncos get pushed back to the 24. Now you're back into the 7-12 range. Tony says, get Raheem Mostert out here. I've seen enough of Duke Johnson. Most are still fatigue level 1. Tony says, I gotta get the 2 yards back. I don't want Zane out here trying 2-7-12. A slight win going from the left to right, if you can, judging by the flags on the goalpost. Linebacker Raheem Mostert, if he gets his run, 1 linebacker there. Offensive center +10 to +3. Ben Jones, the veteran, makes the big block. He's having another fine year this year for the Titans. 10 yards and not a first down, but more importantly, excellent assistance to your kicker on the field goal. This will be a much easier kick. Sony Michel comes in, 32 from the 14. Broncos are going to run it again. They're going to do another play. So someone might kick the field goal here with that 5.8 snap fumble on Jimmy Garoppolo. Can't blame Ben Jones. He's a veteran. So you're going to blame Garoppolo if there's a snap fumble. 3rd and 2. Mostert goes over 100 yards at the best time possible. 16-108 for him. Lima Jimmy Garoppolo. Run key Sony Michel. No Kano Garoppolo on wrong. Oh, Jimmy. It was wide open, baby. 4th and 2 for the Broncos. At the Cincinnati 14, they're going to kick the field goal here. 2-10, or if they get a positive variable, 2-11, to win the game, save the season, make the postseason after being 4-7. And they have a very good team with an experienced coach, championship coach. And they'll be tough for anyone to deal with. Here's Ian Gonzalez, 2-10. It's up and it's good. The Denver Broncos come back from down 20-10 in the early fourth quarter. They tie the game in the final minutes. They hold Cincinnati 3-out in the overtime. They go on a long, methodical drive. And they pull off the comeback victory. They save the season. They make it to 9-7. Outstanding. A side note, the Cincinnati Saddle Seahawks have just clinched the number 1 seed for the SOMIFA postseason this year. They were 13-2. The Bengals were 9-3 and had a chance to go 13-3 and beat the Seahawks. So they play head-to-head this quarter. But the big news is the Broncos making it into the mini playoffs with a really good team. Tony thought he's going to have one of those disappointing seasons. I don't know what's wrong. I thought he had a good team. We were commiserating a month or two ago, I think, after our game. I told him, hey, if you run the table, you still make it. And he ran the table. He won 5 straight games, 2 of them in overtime. So, sometimes it's just, things got to go right. Things got to go bad to get you in trouble. Things got to go right to get you out sometimes. And that's what happened here with Tony. 2 overtime games, so close. But he's in the postseason now. Let's see what happens. Now, all this hullabaloo, maybe nothing will happen in the postseason. I'm just saying, you got a good team. You want to get in there, right? And he's got a very good team. And now he's got a chance to do something. And no longer will this be viewed as a failed season, I think, for Tony. So that's it for me. The final score is Broncos 23, Bengals 20 here on New Year's Eve 2020. I'll see you next year.